Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good night. I've been meaning to pop on to do this talk all day today and haven't had a chance, so I decided to do it before I head out to my husband's Christmas party since the kids aren't around and it's nice and quiet in the house right now. So I wanted to just talk on what my main approach is to helping improve digestive function. For those of you that don't know, my name is Dr. Jennifer Hessler and I'm a naturopathic doctor. I have a practice in Port Elgin, Ontario, and my mission is to help educate people about the importance of healthy eating, stress management, and fitting in regular activity into their lives, as well as helping to educate them about how to help their bodies function optimally so that everybody can go on to do all of the things that they are meant to do and would like to do with their lives. So like I said, tonight I'm going to talk about the three main things that I do to help people improve their digestion. That is the main concern that patients come into the clinic asking for help with. Many people are experiencing irritable bowel or chronic diarrhea, chronic constipation, gas and bloating, and all of those things can really affect the quality of life for many people. I kind of jokingly say, but I'm totally serious, that we can't underestimate how important it is to have a good night's sleep and to have a good poop each day. Without those things, it's really hard to feel our best and to not kind of be running on empty. So the three main things that I look at when someone comes in with digestive issues, number one is we want to check and see if there's anything that should be removed from their diet. So usually this involves a food that they're eating quite frequently. There are a couple of ways we can go about identifying that food, either by doing IgG food sensitivity testing, which is a blood test that I requisition and that gets done in the lab that checks for the amount of this immunoglobulin that's present in the blood against 110 different foods. And another option is to do an elimination diet, as the foods that tend to show up are fairly common. So we can just go ahead and take them all out of the diet for a month or so and then reintroduce and see how much better the person feels when they're out and what happens when they bring them back in. Many people opt for the blood testing just because they want something objective to tell them for sure what they should be doing, but either can work well. And we also sometimes need to remove some microbes that should not be present in the gut. So this can be there as a result of food that we've eaten, if we've ever had food poisoning, certain illnesses, if we've been really sick and we never quite recovered from it. So it is really important to make sure that those microbes get out of there. They're kind of like the weeds that are growing. And once those are identified, then there are certain herbal antimicrobials that can be helpful. So the second piece that I look at is to make sure that we replace the good bacteria. I commonly use the analogy that our gut is just like a garden. If we have lots of weeds growing and all we do is go in and wipe out the weeds, then they tend to grow back quite easily. So we want to get rid of them, but we also want to replant what should be there. And that's how what a probiotic acts as, is the plants that should be there. And more research is showing just how important, it's called the microbiome, how important that microbiome is for our overall health. So usually identifying the best probiotic strain to help with a certain condition is part of how I would help people with their digestion. And the third aspect is that we need to make sure that the gut lining gets repaired. So when we've had chronic digestive issues, there's often leaky gut that results, and this isn't just like a trendy term. They're actually showing with several research studies that there are proteins that can be measured in the blood that shouldn't be there when leaky gut is an issue. And so these proteins activate our immune system and create a lot of inflammation. And until we reseal that gut lining so that only what is supposed to get across gets across, then we can continue to have issues. Many people come into the clinic having tried to eliminate dairy or eliminate wheat, but still haven't felt a whole lot better. And that's often because all three pieces haven't been addressed. They've done a little bit of removal, but they may not be removing all of the foods or the right food. But if they haven't addressed also the repair and the replace aspects, then as soon as they go back to They may feel better as long as they're avoiding a lot of things, but as soon as they go back to eating a more regular diet, their symptoms return because we still haven't really addressed the root issue. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do with a lot of my patients, is make sure that all three pieces there are working properly. I think I've said it before that I think naturopathic doctors really excel in this area. Digestive issues is one of the things I feel I can really make a difference in for most people. And also, as I've mentioned before, I've created an online course called Your Best Life, and the first session is just going to be wrapping up in the next few days. And in that, I give a clean eating plan. So if someone's looking to do an elimination diet, that's part of how they could incorporate that, and they're still good tasting foods. So I give a meal plan each week. I also talk about probiotics and why they're so important, what we can do to optimize our digestion, and also some of the signs and symptoms of common food sensitivities and why I feel that certain foods show up on a regular basis. So if that sounds like something that you may be interested in, there's lots of other pieces to the course as well, but I would love to have you be part of the January 9th course that's going to begin next, and I will put the link to that course in the comments below. So I hope that everybody has a really nice night, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for listening.